Dear students and audiences, as we're about to begin, may I have your attention, please? I have a few housekeeping notes to make before we begin today's program. First, I would like to seek your cooperation for today's agenda. Please remain quiet and still when the speakers is speaking. And for audiences online, please check and see if both computer audio and video are of good quality. Should you have any questions, please write your comments and questions in the chat column and or question and answer section. And for the students, while in the question and answer session, we will only have about one or two questions. So thank you for your kind cooperation and attention. We will begin shortly. Thank you for your kind cooperation and attention. We will begin shortly. Thank you. Okay. I hope the speaker is all right. Okay.
Yes, there's still echoing here. There's still
I hope the
echoing
speaker is
here.
all right. Okay.
There's still echoing here. There's still
I hope the
echoing
speaker is
here.
all right. Okay.
There's still echoing here.
I am not sure. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. I am not sure. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. I am not sure. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. I am not sure. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. I am not sure. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. I am not sure. Tes. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. Tes. I am not sure. Tes. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. Tes. I am not sure. Tes. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. Tes. I am not sure. Tes. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. Tes. I am not sure. Tes. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. Tes. I am not sure. Tes. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. Tes. I am not sure. Tes. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. Tes. I am not sure. Tes. Itu dari speakernya sih Pak tadi. Dash 1 2 3. Dash 1 2 3. I think this is all right. Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. Dash 1 2 3. I think this is all right.
Thank you.
Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right.
Thank you.
Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right.
Thank you.
Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right.
Thank you.
Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right. Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right. Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right. Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right.
Ini udah nyala ya masalah.
Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right.
Ini udah nyala ya masalah.
Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right.
Ini udah nyala ya masalah.
Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right.
Ini udah nyala ya masalah.
Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right.
Ini udah nyala ya.
Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right.
Ini udah nyala ya.
Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right.
Ini udah nyala ya.
Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right.
Ini udah nyala ya.
Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right. Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right. Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right. Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right. Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right. Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right. Dash 1 2 3. It's okay. I think this is all right. Dash 1 2 3. It's okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear ladies and gentlemen, students and audiences, good afternoon. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you, and we sincerely appreciate you taking time to join us today. Your Excellency Prof. Maman Wirakartakusuma as our Head Rector of IPMI International Business School. Sorry, it's still echoing. International Business School. And Your Excellency Ibu Rifa Sahih, the Director of Finance and of Resources of IPMI International Business School. And to our dearest friends, colleagues, International Business School. And to our dearest friends, colleagues, International Business School. And so
We apologize for the technical problem. Okay, first, I would like to introduce myself. I am Putri Fadila, and on behalf of IPMI, it's truly an honor for me to be the MC of today's Power Talk. And on behalf of TikTok as digital media platform for increasing brand awareness, hosted by IPMI to share expertise experience in today's advanced digitalization. To share expertise experience in today's advanced digitalization. So, as a business study program in IPMI, we think of how to motivate students and faculty about achieving higher goals, digital business knowledge, and especially entrepreneurial mindset. And in today's fast-developed technology, people are competitive in businesses and think of innovative way to market their business. And increasing brand awareness is one of the important key to support business in social media. Therefore, we would like to have the students, especially in IPMI, to learn and get the insights, think innovatively to create something, think strategically, plan, and anticipate changes to prepare to be ready for digital and technology advances. So I hope you will find the program to be fruitful and engaging today. So to start our first agenda, we are pleased to welcome Ibu Rifa Zaharyasha to deliver her opening remarks to officially open the Power Talk. Ibu Rifa, opening remarks to officially open the Power Talk.
Thank you, Putri. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you, Putri. Okay, so nggak bisa dikecilin ya, Mas Ikhwan ya, di sebelah belakang. Can we just turn it off? Is it possible? Ya, Mas Ikhwan ya, di sebelah belakang. We don't want to disrupt also Mas Haswa. Just turn it off. Probably. We don't want to disrupt also. Okay. Anyway, everyone, Mas Haswar, I'm more than grateful to have you here. To stand here and welcome Mas Haswar Hafid, Head of Brand Partnership of TikTok, to our beloved campus to share with all of you his knowledge and expertise, perhaps on how to create valuable and acceptable content. If I were to ask every one of you here, I would say I will get 99% of all of you here having a TikTok account. Am I correct? Of all of you, right? Does any one of you do not have a TikTok account? Right? You're kidding me. Oh, come on. You're kidding me. Even I have TikTok. And you know why? Pa Aman is here, everyone, to also, you will make a TikTok account, yeah, Pa Aman. So Pa Aman is here to also learn from Mas Haswar. Pa Aman, would you please, I invite you to say perhaps one or two words for Mas Haswar. Would you please, I invite you to say perhaps one or two words for Mas Haswar.
Yeah, I have to wear this. Use this.
Would you please, I invite you to say perhaps one or two
Can
words
you just without
for Mas Haswar.
microphone, maybe? It's better, yeah.
Oh, yes, better.
Oh, oke, pakai aja berarti ya. Coba tes, echoing nggak? Echoing? Tes, echoing nggak? Echoing?
Sorry. Test. It's not working. Hello?
Sorry.
Test. Okay.
Test. It's not
All right.
working.
Udah nggak?
Hello. Sorry.
Test. Okay.
Test.
All right. Udah nggak?
Hello. Test.
Oke, kita foto dulu ya semuanya ya.
Fotoin aja.
Oke, moga-moga yang online bisa ngelihat screen-nya. Hopefully it works right now. Jadi today that I want to present to all of you, I work closely with many of major brands in Indonesia and also globally. Brands like Unilever, P&G, and some of the local brands like Paragon. If you know the brands like Wardah, Emina, Skintivic, and so on and so forth. These are some of the brands that I've been working on for the past few years, especially when I was especially as I'm on TikTok right now. So what I'm trying to share with all of you today is how to scale up your knowledge about brand and marketing, especially when it comes to content marketing world that we experience today. Yeah. I think in the past, all of us learned that in the days of Facebook, they invented what we call social graph. So when you open Facebook or Instagram, most of the content that being showed on your feed is based on your social interests. Meaning that, let's say, if me and Pak Aman are friends on Instagram, if Pak Aman likes something on Instagram, most likely that content on my feed will be shown on my Instagram as well, because we have common interests. But in the days of content marketing, it is not like that. All of us here, probably around 50 people, we don't need to be friends to one another on TikTok, but if we have some common interest on the platform, most likely we will be served with the same content. I have 7 cats. I've been sharing this with teman-teman IPMI for quite many times. I have 7 cats. We're quite famous on Instagram, around like 15,000 followers. But in my feed, all of my contents usually on FYP is about cat content, a bit of marketing, a bit of sales as well, a bit of how basketball, football as well, but that's how my feed works on my TikTok. I spend roughly around 2 hours per day. My all-time record high on TikTok is 18 hours. So I spend 18 hours, 1/8. Back in October 2021. Yeah, that was about the time when I, 6 months, 8 months joining the platform. So I'm gonna share with all of you today how brands and agencies and how marketing has evolved because of how TikTok is disrupting the marketing world today as we speak. I'm gonna share a bit later on TikTok Shop. Pasti teman-teman sudah tahu keranjang kuning, the yellow card. Yeah, when you do shopping on TikTok, we also have that feature as well right now. And I'm gonna share a bit what drives us at TikTok Indonesia to launch that feature as well in the market. And I'm gonna share a bit what drives us. If you learn about marketing and brands for the past few years, we all know that the industries are getting saturated, meaning that for brands to enter FMCG, to enter the consumer electronics is quite easy today. So as you can see, let's say shampoo brands. There's so many shampoo brands in the world right now. We don't know which one. We don't need to be loyal to one another. But because of the entrance, the barrier to entry for this category is quite easy. Hence, so many brands are coming in. Second, people are switching brands quite easily, so there's no loyalty anymore. Reasons being because, as you know, past 2 years because of pandemic, because of the recession, people are getting pressured in terms of their purchasing power. So not necessarily all of the premium brands that they wanna buy anymore. They can switch that down with lower price but the same quality. And there's so many brands right now that we're experiencing doing that as well. Third one is on fragmented channels, meaning that previously when you want to buy, let's say, Aqua, you go to your nearest Indomart, Alfamart. Today, that's not the case anymore. You can even order online. One of the brands that we're working with, Nestle Pure Life, they've been selling, I think, tens of thousands of Nestle Pure Life yang besar ya, yang I think 1 liter, 1.5 liter on TikTok Shop alone for the past few months. Imagine buying mineral water out of e-commerce platform. It's quite crazy if you think about this was not the case when it comes like 2-3 years ago. During pandemic, I've never thought I'm gonna buy fresh groceries like sayuran, meats off from online platform. I bought that during pandemic. Yeah. So these 3 things are happening right now with our brands and our agencies. And because of that, there's what we call paradox of choice. I believe all of you here watch Netflix. And because of that, there's what we call paradox of choice. Every time on a weekend, on Saturday morning, I open Netflix. I look at all of the series that are being recommended to me. I ended up watching Netflix because there's just so many choices from Korean movies, from Hollywood movies, from series, and so on and so forth. but because there's a paradox of choice. There's so many choice that we're experiencing. We end up not choosing anything. Right? And all of us right now are being distracted when it comes to switching apps when you open your phone. So let's say if you open Netflix and then there's a pop-up notification on your TikTok, then you open TikTok as well, you get distracted quite easily. Yeah. And when it comes to purchasing decision, when let's say you open your Instagram, look at an ad, and then the decision to buy that particular product doesn't have to be necessarily happen in the same day. Usually happens in a different period of time. Third one, who loves ads? None of you, I guess, yeah. If you have the free version of YouTube, you probably skip all of those ads, right? I was so sick of YouTube ads. I bought the premium subscription. Yeah, exactly. That's what happens. Because right now, I think back in the past, like 2-3 years ago, you only have like 2 back-to-back ads. Now it becomes like 4 or 5. It becomes so annoying that I cannot see the content I want to watch. So 9 out of 10 people say that they skip digital ads. Last but not least, because of the advertisement, you're so damned with advertisement. You don't necessarily have a really good intent when you want to buy the products. Because of that, we're seeing that 7 out of 10 saying that they do want to buy stuff when they see it's a branded content. So they want to be, they don't want it to be pushed. And 3 out of 10 saying that because of this branded content, they're a lot more skeptical when it comes to purchasing decision. Because of this branded content. What's so interesting is that apparently the nature of that is not like exactly like that. So who loves to eat chili? The nature of that is food, like sambal, spicy food. Yeah, I shared this example with Pak Aman a few weeks ago and also with him a few weeks ago. One of my favorite brands that are quite thriving on TikTok is Eat Sambal. Ada yang tahu nggak? It's sambal. Udah pernah beli? Exactly. It's sambal is a really great story of how an entrepreneur from small size businesses has become one of the most bought product on TikTok shop. So the name of this person is Ko Yangun. He's a great storyteller. Yeah, he built content on his TikTok, sharing about how he sourced the products of his products from the local market, from the local produce, and then cook the food directly from his kitchen, package it and ship it right away from TikTok shop. So if you look at his account, it's Sambal. Probably most likely right now he's currently doing live. The live is quite simple, just like cooking the sambal and that's it, right? And you can see here, it's quite small, but I'm gonna share the PDF later on. But one of the product is 88,000 rupiah. It has been sold close to 340,000 units. 88,000 rupiah, the price of the product, and it's being sold close to 340K thousands. I'm not quite good with math, but if you can calculate that, it's from one SKU alone. It's close to 12 billion rupiah. It's from one SKU alone. So it's quite prominent when it comes to how I've mentioned earlier that it's so easy for brands to start up right now on any platform. They can sell anything right away. And Sambal is one of them. The reasons being because beyond transaction, people seek for more emotional connection. If you remember like 4 or 5 years ago when Tokopedia has their payday campaign or 11/11, 12/12, who did they invite? BTS, Shopee, Blackpink, Cristiano Ronaldo. See, you can see how these e-commerce platforms, they try to combine on some sort of like entertainment to the transaction experience. But when it comes to TikTok, TikTok is an entertainment platform. So you're already being entertained. But when it comes to the beauty of that is that now we just add the commerce component to that. So you're already being entertained by so many content, and then there's a commerce component to it. So what previously has become very functional transactions, this is the days when Bukalapak, Lazada, Zalora, I don't know if you guys are old enough to know all of this platform, but back in the days, it was just like, I look at the website, I add to cart, and then I checked out. And then the social interactions, want to buy stuff that my friends are recommending, but now it's becoming a lot more about entertainment with shopping experience. This is what we call shoppertainment. So some sort of like a transaction experience being combined with entertainment. So we run a study with BCG, Boston Consulting Group, a year ago, and it's being said that Indonesia is the really starved market when it comes to this. The adoption of shoppertainment is still quite low, and the amount, the size of e-commerce market in Indonesia as well is still has plenty of room for growth. I'm gonna share again. I'm gonna share the deck later, but you can see here we're way more advanced than Thailand, Vietnam, and if you look at TikTok Shop itself, outside China, where TikTok parent company ByteDance launched Douyin, Douyin is our TikTok sister in China. Indonesia is actually the first market outside China that we launched TikTok Shop. So that just shows how potential the market is in Indonesia. Indonesia is actually the first market so China that we launched. Going back to the topic that we're going to share today is how we can increase the brand awareness, right? It's not about getting that awareness anymore. You can now even drive purchase on the same platform. And this is equivalent to all of the other platforms outside TikTok. So you will probably will see more about YouTube combining with Shopee, Facebook with Tokopedia, and how to drive more live shopping experience in the platform. Probably will see more about. I'm going to share two things. So first one is how we can unlock the opportunities in outside Jakarta area. Being the residents of major cities like Jakarta, Surabaya, Bandung, it can be quite confusing because market is not actually like in Jakarta. So when you go to like Palangkaraya, Balikpapan, the market is so different. And for brands, the opportunity is actually within the cities. Yeah. And second is on how we can ride on entertainment wave. I'm gonna go deep dive one by one, but I'm gonna share with you first on how we can capture increasing brand awareness outside Indonesia's key cities. So we run these studies in rural and suburban area last year, and we see that the internet penetrations, we're estimating that by Jan last year is already 205 million people. So more and more people are getting connected to the internet. And interestingly, the methods of access of when they consume media, 95% of them outside the big cities like Jakarta, Bandung, and Surabaya, they spend 95% of their time on mobile. When you, I don't know all of you here, but if you purchase a prepaid package, these people in suburban or tier 2 cities, they buy internet packages like they buy snacks, 5,000 rupiah, 10,000 rupiah. I just want to see the highlights of football match that I watched last week. I want to buy 5,000 data package. That's it. They don't want to buy like 100,000 rupiah data packages because they would need to use that 100,000 rupiah to buy Indomie, to buy other food. But if they want to watch something, then they purchase the snackable data packages. So that's how different people in outside cities areas are consuming their media. But rest assured, they spend 95% of their time on mobile. When it comes to TikTok, we also learned that most of the people outside key cities areas, they use at least 2 digital platforms. So not just TikTok, but they also use YouTube or Instagram and so on and so forth. And 71%, they are daily TikTok users. So they use TikTok on a daily basis. Most of them use TikTok because they want to watch content, to connect, and also to discover new content. But we can see that more prominently, the TikTok growth are coming in from the outside cities area. Discover new content. What type of content are they looking at? Entertainment. Entertainment is something that's quite prominent as well for Indonesians. Life hacks, so how to do DIY, how to do something with your house and so on and so forth. Food is also quite prominent. Fitness and health, we're seeing this a lot more growing as well. People are a lot more conscious when it comes to their healthiness as well. Technology, but compared to key cities like Jakarta, apparently outside key cities, they tend to like more content around beauty. So I think this is one of the reasons of why beauty brands are growing a lot on TikTok. They also love to see more content around fashion, so close to 2 times, family and baby. I think as soon as the travel COVID restrictions are being loosened up, people love to travel again. So we're also seeing an increase in travel content for people outside key cities area. And last but not least, I think food here. When it comes to advertisement, it's become a lot more crucial when you combine this with creator. Siapa yang di sini yang jadi creator? I think I saw one of your alumni is actually YouTube creator ya Mbak ya. Nah, look at the alumni. Ada yang creator nggak di sini? Like building content YouTube gitu. Atau malu-malu gitu ya. Lover ya, oke. Ya, bikin konten TikTok, bikin konten YouTube. Ternyata if you combine this creator approach dengan with advertisement, people will connect even more. Yeah. So I think back in the days when you still watch TV, you see all of this highly curated, very sophisticated TV creative right now. But if you look at TikTok, most of the ads are actually being shot from your mobile devices. It's so authentic, it's so organic that makes people believe in the ads. So I think this is where the creator plays a really important part. So 85% when they see ads on TikTok, they take actions. But what interestingly here is that if you look at here, 72% they buy from brands when the communication is actually using creator. So I don't think it's humble. Koyangun is spending ads on billboard, or I don't think he runs ads on TV. But he built so many contents. He also have a good affiliate network, people selling his products. I think also recently he partnered with Ernest Prakasa, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Ernest, yeah, bener ya. With Ernest, then he built even more content, built some like unique collaborations with famous creators. Because of that, his sales also really growing. Then he built even more content, build some like what makes the communication will be a lot better for brands if they can find some local relevance. So let's say if you come from Jawa Tengah, Central Java, you want to see content that's relevant with you. It doesn't have to be necessarily with the language, but the scene, the vicinity, the dynamics of that area. People will find that a lot more relevant because they follow these accounts mostly. So local language, local music, the local celebrities. We have plenty of national and hyper-local accounts. So I think all of you here knows about Tamaradai, pada tahu lah ya, Tamaradai, the famous fashion YouTube creator and also TikTok creator. Dims the Meat Guy. Oh yeah, Dims the Meat Guy. These are the nationwide content creator. But if you look at here on the upper side, there's Mursid 241, there's Tombro Ruim, Akang Firan. My favorite one is Rival Amir. Rival Amir is a content creator based from Sulawesi Tenggara. He built content around his life, around the shores. My favorite one is even he has around 7.8 million followers. I suggest all of you to look at these accounts and see how local the content being made by these creators. So for brands, when you graduate from IPMI, when you work for brands, you also want to look at these creators that can add that local relevance in the campaigns, right? Graduate from IPMI, when you work for brands, you also want to. Apa aja sih yang orang-orang tuh become their primary reasons when it comes to purchasing something out of TikTok Shop, one or out of commerce platform aja sih yang orang Indonesia gila sama deals, ya, discount, free shipment, vouchers, you name it. So convenience and deals are something that they look after. So 6 out of 10 people saying that they prefer to shop online because they can buy at any time, but also because they have more, they provide them with more convenience when it comes to buying the product. You don't have to go to Indomart and carry stuff bayar parkir 2.000 gitu ya. You can just right away ship it from your home. From I think since 2 years ago, when it comes to Ramadan, Lebaran, I send parcels or hampers. I don't go or package hampers by myself anymore. I just go to Tokopedia, have all of my colleagues' addresses, and I send it right away from the marketplaces. So that's one of the ways I'm doing it because it's so convenient. The accessibility also one of the primary factors for people shopping online. 55% also say that it's hassle-free. I think as soon as you have your debit card, credit card, or even if you have the nearest Alfamart or Indomart, you can even pay all of your stuff right from the get-go. So it's quite easy right now when you compare this like 5-6 years ago. Surprisingly, we just launched TikTok Shop around 2 years ago. Not 2 years, like 1 year, 8 months ago. And when we asked the consumers outside key cities areas, they mentioned that 91% they are aware about TikTok Shop. And when we asked, our platform is quite new, to have that 91% of awareness that they know about TikTok Shop is quite humbling for all of us on TikTok. And they also mentioned that 8 out of 10, they plan to buy on TikTok Shop for the next 3 months. What's interestingly here is that the top 3 categories bought on TikTok Shop were around fashion, beauty, and food and beverages. I think what I can relate the most is on the first 2. Fashion, if you look at some of the TikTok Shop accounts that going live, they always show you, this is how I use it, my weight is blah, 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 my height is this, and then you can buy the medium size. You can show to the camera really closely the bahannya, the material of the clothes. So it's quite enticing for people to see that right away. You don't have to go to the retail department store to feel the material, but from the video platform itself, you can see that right away. Beauty and personal care is also something that's growing quite heavily on TikTok Shop. The reason being is because when it comes to beauty, you can always see the effect on your skin. If you're buying a lipstick, you want to see the color of the lipstick. Again, the video format is something that's quite organic to show all of these cases. One thing that we're forecasting will be happening in Indonesia very soon is around live shopping. So if you look at TikTok Shop, you open your account, go to the shop tab, you will see more and more brands or creators are doing live streaming. We're seeing that in 2026, live streaming will account to more than 20% of e-commerce GMV globally. And if you look at one of the brands that I'm gonna share later, called Skintific is doing 24/7 live shopping every single day, every single week. Yeah, search Skintific the TikTok, you will see plenty of accounts. I bet 50,000 rupiah, one of the accounts will be already going live right now as we speak. That's because the live shopping is generating so much sales that people have ever think of. All of you have learned about marketing funnel, yeah, I believe, from awareness, considerations, conversion. Udah belajar semua ya? Udah ya? Okay. TikTok is also disrupting that. So the journey doesn't stop when it comes to awareness, considerations, conversion, but because we have community that reviewing your products, we have so many organic content giving testimonials how great the brands are. Then we have the right left side here, the community part that reviewing, participating in providing feedbacks about the product, and then allows people to purchase the products again. I mentioned earlier, 63% people said that they want to buy products because it uses content creators to promote the product instead of directly from brands. So it's a never-ending loop. We call this the shoppertainment loop, from discovery, consideration, conversions, and then because of the community, reviewing, participating in buying the products, and then reviewing again by converting of the product. How to crack shoppertainment when it comes to when you go work for brands, when you see some of the study cases that you have in your classes, we're seeing that when building content that drives transactions, it has to be educational and also had a bit of component of storytelling. You cannot say that buy Head and Shoulders, it has these ingredients and make it's anti-dandruff and so on and so forth. It's outdated. You want to see the effect on your hair. You want to see real people showcasing the testimonials that when they use this shampoo, their dandruff is actually going away. 76% saying that they don't want to be forced in when it comes to decision making. They also want to make sure that the content is authentic. Video is definitely the format that we're looking after right now. So when it comes to static images, it doesn't drive as much as sales that probably we want it to be. And last but not least, when it comes to trends and recommendations, these are something that the consumers are also looking for. When it comes to commerce, which is commerce seconds, clear information about your product is really important because you're selling it virtually, you're selling it online. You want to make sure that the ingredients, the packaging, the cost of everything is clear in terms of information. And the second reason is one of the primary reasons actually why TikTok Shop is growing. Because when you see ad on Instagram, there's an ad, let's say from Tokopedia, you click the ad and then you open Tokopedia. So it's a two-step journey. And then you go to the product detail page, you add to cart, and then you complete the transaction. But with TikTok Shop, with the yellow card, with keranjang kuning, you just click that, buy it right away from single app. So there is no frictions from the moment you see the ad to the moment you're doing the transactions right away. So this is important when you continue your lessons in IPMI, how frictions, the consumer path to purchase is really important to make it as short as possible. Yeah. Mungkin nanti yang mau kerja di brand, mau kerja di agency, this is some of our ad formats. So you can see it here, the famous keranjang kuning. You can also have the product showcase. All of the TikTok users in Indonesia right now will have the dedicated shop tab. So the tab 2 from the left. So you can see all of the products that are being showcased there. I'm gonna close the session with one of my favorite brands as well. It's called Skintific. It's a beauty brand. I learned a lot from this brand as well. I mentioned earlier that they're doing live 24/7. Almost every single day. They have around 5 to 6 accounts in Indonesia alone doing live simultaneously. They have around 2 million followers. And going back to the effect of GMV and sales when it comes to beauty products, you can see here one of the products. Ada yang tahu ceramide nggak? Perempuan-perempuan ceramide? Tahu ya? On how it protects. Aku juga belajar gara-gara ini. To protect, you don't, apa ya? Kalau nggak salah learning-nya adalah you cannot have a great makeup and any other skin care treatment if you don't have a really good skin barrier. I use that. Udah botol kedua, Bu. Ya. Yeah. Yeah. Endorsing. And dulunya tuh 5 times ceramide. Sekarang yang lebih ngetren lagi 7 times ceramide. I don't know how many times ceramide that they're gonna add to your skin. But these products, we always think that if people bought something from e-commerce, it has to be something in the lower price end, ya, kayak 30.000 rupiah, 40,000 rupiah, 50,000 rupiah. But this product, it costs us 120,000 rupiah. And look at this, again, it's quite small, but it's being sold close to 940,000, close to 1 million. Just one SKU, lifetime. Just from one SKU, this product has been sold close to 1 million. Again, I'm not quite good with math, but if you look at here, it's close to 120 billion rupiah just from one SKU alone. Yeah. Every time I do this presentation, ya, Bapak Ibu semua, teman-teman semua, I always regret my career. I should just open TikTok shop and do some selling on the platform right away. Yeah. But this is some of the cases or examples that we're experiencing on TikTok. The industry is saturating, so many brands are coming in. People are less loyal, so they can switch brands quite easily. And all of these factors of shoppertainment, and entertaining people, educating people on how great the product is influencing the consumer purchase decision as we speak right now. That's all from my end. Again, I'm gonna recap everything later today, but let me just, okay. Yeah, couple of key takeaways. So culture beyond key cities is shifting. So people are spending a lot more time on mobile. The second one is around TikTok users love watch content about beauty, fashions, and family and baby. Third one, for those who are pursuing career as creators, it's a great time to be a creator today, because ads and creator combined will have a really prominent effect for brands in influencing their purchase decisions. Shoppertainment, Indonesia is leading across the region. We redefine marketing funnel from awareness, consideration, conversions, adding that to review, participations, and conversion again. And let's make sure when you work for brands, when you advise your brands, entertain them first and then sell it later. Yeah. I'm going to open it for Q&A. I know probably some of this materials is quite ahead of its time, but it's best for all of you to know these topics from the get-go. So as soon as you graduate, I still have a couple of my team members, but I think they were born in 2002. I feel so old when I hired these people in 2002. But again, the workforce of today is really young. They're a lot more accustomed to platform like TikTok, and we're more than happy to open some Q&A. From Dhruv. Yes, Dhruv. Sure.
So TikTok's parent company is ByteDance, correct?
Yes.
There have been issues regarding TikTok's increasing number of bans around the world. So US government blames TikTok for espionage, and they have been already banned. Authorities and people working for the government have been banned from having TikTok on their phone. So can you like explain that? Because from a business point of view, being banned from a country is the same as losing a very huge segment of the global market. And number two, TikTok also poses like some issues with their content creators where they post a video and it gets banned, but not for the reason it's banned. You get it? So for example, someone's dancing, but it counts as adult content, but it's not adult content. So I would like to ask, how does TikTok's algorithm work in which it helps to set these bans? And the last question would be, there's a growing concern with parents about TikTok and their children because TikTok's content is not always family friendly. And I bet TikTok does have a minimum age, but how does TikTok implement or enforce their customers to comply with the minimum age rule? Thank you.
These questions are not coming from students, but this question is usually coming in from brands. Okay, so the first question, I'm going to address the second and third question first. So, sorry, third rule, yeah. So the third questions, we do have a feature called parental control. So you can connect your children's TikTok account to your account and then see what kind of content that they're watching. So children under, teenager under 18, they cannot send DMs to people that they don't know. They also have limited viewing of content as well. So people cannot send messages to them and so forth. The way that we're looking after minors is that we do it a couple of folds. So for example, one is by machine learning. So we notice that this account sits in, let's say, some of the signals that we're getting that this user account is not, is under, let's say, 13 years old. then there's an automatic rejections, or the account will be blocked right away. We can also report accounts that we believe are underage. So you can also do things. So our machine learning continuously learning about signals that identify as minors, and we take down the accounts right away. And second is from reporting. I don't know the latest report, but 2 years ago, 97% of all of these instances are being solved within few hours, 3 hours or 6 hours. So we take the account, the TikTok account for minors really seriously. So you can use parental control to measure the type of content that your children are watching, and also limit even the time. So let's say after 5 minutes or 1 hour, whatever per day, they cannot open the app anymore. So that's the third question. The second was around, what was it? No, that was the first one. That was the first, right? Algorithm, okay. Whoa, okay. The algorithm, so TikTok algorithm looking into like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of parameters. Simple ones like your hardware devices, the locations, same like other platforms, your content preferences. So let's say if you spend watching contents about, let's say for example, like me, spend time watching content about cats for 3-5 minutes a day, then TikTok will recognize me that Hasor loves watching content about cats. And the way that video machine learning of TikTok works, they identify that the content doesn't necessarily mean just talking about cats in general. Let's say it can be really specific, indicating that this content is actually about stray cats. So there are plenty of signals that are being captured, but some of those that are quite prominent, which is other platforms are also doing, is that around devices, type of content preferences, your locations, and so on and so forth. But the parameters are so large because our machine learning is also learning every single day on what type of content we want to serve to our community. First one is the toughest one. So we understand that it's an ongoing discussion around the globe. I think it's also happening in UK as we speak right now. We believe all of these acquisitions on TikTok is misinformed. We don't share user data outside the US to China. Our parent company is ByteDance in China, but the way that data is being stored, data being accessed is strictly within the US or whatever countries that we're currently operating at. We also even form alliances with Oracle to store all of the data inside the US service. So whenever there's a request from the government to seek for data, they have to go through some sort of like consensus to get that approved. But that can only be done through legal measure. So let's say if there's individuals or community being harmed, and then there's a request from the police, then that's something that they can do. But on an ad hoc basis, let's say China government, I just want to know what Donald Trump is doing in the US. I just want to see his TikTok. That cannot be done. So it's most of the time we're seeing that as the most misinformed for the Republicans. I can go all day long about this US politics, but we believe that it's misinformed. We work closely with the US government to ensure that the data protections of US citizens are being preserved. And this is not just for US citizens, but also globally. I think Indonesia will be coming soon as well. Indonesia is currently launching rancangan undang-undang untuk perlindungan data pribadi. So 3-4 years from now, you will see this discussion will be coming in for Indonesia as well. Yeah. Whoa, that was a really tough question, guys. Oh, udah diserahkan. Tapi aktualisasinya kayaknya belum. Ya, aktualisasinya belum. Thank you Bu untuk update-nya. Okay. Thank you. Okay, that was some first question from Dhruv. Any easier questions from the rest of the audiences?
Or maybe from the management? As a students first?
Ya, iya, boleh tuh. Kayak gitu.
Thank you. My name is Alvin. I want to ask really unique that you say like it was different from the behavior when you comes with the audience in the city, big city, and the rural area. I want to ask about I don't know it's your sector or not, but the COD, cash on delivery. As you know, like there was so much problem with the COD. So how do you can manage to educate also the people that the COD feature itself? Thank you.
Okay. Kayaknya nggak makin gampang ya pertanyaannya. Anyway, I think the core problem of why COD still exists in Indonesia because the amount of people that are still unbankable. So they don't store their money in bank accounts. They still store their money underneath their pillow, their homes, in safety box, and so on and so forth. But with COD, couple of measures that TikTok Shop is doing is that we need to ensure that the store are capable of delivering and returning the product. If let's say the project is being rejected in the get-go when it's being delivered. So that's one. So we're also looking at store rating, how well they're fulfilling the returns as soon as the COD is not being completed. The second is also from the user rating. So let's say on TikTok Shop side of things, when the user, let's say, rejected the product, although the product is not at fault at all, then the user will get a really low rating and can be banned from transacting on TikTok Shop in the future. So that's a couple of the measures that we're doing to manage that. But I think on education part, it's really tough, Alvin, because I think it's more of a market conditions where consumers are still purchasing stuff physically, especially the from rural area. But we also provide options for people to pay in Alfamart and Innomart. I think that's the most viable right now for us to push the consumer more on that route, because when you walk yourself to the nearest Innomart, Alfamart, it says that you already have good intent to purchase the product. Most of the time when it comes to COD, people buy the product, it doesn't fit the descriptions, they got complaint, although it's actually a false positive, meaning that the product being delivered actually the actual product that the consumers have bought. So we're seeing less cases of that on TikTok Shop, but one of the ways that we're looking at is two things from the store side of things, rating, and also from the user side. If they keep returning products after buying the product, we'll ban this account from transacting on TikTok Shop. Ya, semoga menjawab. Dari siapa tadi? Esther ya? Siapa? Kana, oke. Yeah. Okay, it's a great question. So we also have AI to learn about the common violations that brands are doing. So in Indonesia, we're quite strict. So for beauty brands, they need to have BPOM. They need to submit BPOM before they can actually sell the products on TikTok Shop. Second, if they claim something, they also need to provide the documentation. So let's say halal. So they also need to provide the certificate from MUI that the product is halal. And then also need to submit all these documents to TikTok. Let's say in the other sector like fintech, financial technology, the P2P lending, the pay later, and so forth, they also need to submit document from OJK before they can even advertise on TikTok. So we're taking measures based on local relevancy. And let's say, to your point just now, in TikTok, we call them superlative or hyperbole claims. So let's say if it's a beauty brand saying that it can remove your acne by 50% in the second day, it has to base on factual claims. So, and even for some of the beauty brands in the creative, they need to say that the results might vary based on different skin types. So we're quite strict on all of those factors, but when it comes to ads, the restrictions are actually even a lot more compared to the organic content. Yeah. Jadi to recap, documentations for whatever that claims that they have. In Indonesia, we need to have BPOM for beauty brands and other brands, FMCG brands. For fintech, we need documents from OJK. If halal, we need the certificate from MOI. And along the way, if they make any claims, they need to provide with some factual documents to show that the results are actually like that. Okay. One last question, probably. Yeah, our creator.
So hello, my name is Milover. So I know that TikTok collaborates a lot with content creators to increase the brand awareness. And I feel like it's a little bit unfair because a lot of people, even my friends, got banned from TikTok because they did nothing wrong. This is related to Drew's question.
Oh yeah, that's actually the second question.
Yeah. And I feel like TikTok makes it really easy to ban someone from TikTok because maybe perhaps they think there are a lot of creators from it. And my older sister is actually a content creator as well, but she works on YouTube, and we have discussed about this, and we can both clearly say it that it's really different between how YouTube supports its creators and how TikTok supports its creators. So why don't you guys support the creators even more like YouTube did? That's my question.
The last question is always the tougher one. Great questions anyway. Thank you, Nilofer. Thank you. I think when it comes to creator, I need to admit, personally, I'm just gonna take off my TikTok hat a bit. YouTube defined the creator ecosystem 8 years ago. Yeah, with the monetization, with AdSense. So of course they're a lot more advanced. We sometimes forget that TikTok is a 2-3 years old platform. So we're quite new in the space as well. But having said that, I think we can do a lot better in creator management. We do have a couple of things like TikTok Creator Marketplace, where brands can find up and rising creators and connect with them and have a collaborations with these creators. We're also testing in the US some monetization approach. So let's say if an ad shows up before a creator content or after the creator content, then the creator of that content will have some sort of like revenue sharing with whatever revenue we get from the particular ad. So we're testing some of the things with that. Having said that, TikTok leans on two things I've mentioned earlier to Dhruv as well. We rely on AI and machine learning and also human moderation. So most of the times, unfortunately, the AI recommendation is actually quite true. So I don't know the reasons of why some of these creators get banned, but we need to check as well in details what are these creators' username. We can share that to the editorial team and see if it's a false positive that actually this content we're not violating any of our community guidelines. To give you one example on how sophisticated TikTok's AI learning is that when you do TikTok live shopping and you, let's say, promoting a fashion brand, if I'm sorry to say this, but if your cleavage showing up a bit on your live streaming, the live streaming just got shut off right away without even people reporting. So that's how advanced the AI and machine learning of TikTok video in learning about this type of content. But we need to take a look at who are these accounts and what are the violations for these accounts. If you can just probably share this to Mbak Zia or Sultan, these accounts, I can take a look at it for you, yeah? Yeah, but it needs to be looking at by case by case. Hope that's answered, yeah, all over. Well, all good.
I'm going to add on Nilo's comment here, Mas Aswar.
Yes.
And this is an idea from our chairman. Why not have all our students here create contents in TikTok? We'll give them like a time frame, and whoever gets the most likes or whatever, TikTok gives a prize. It's a competition. Can we do that? That is an idea from our
This
chairman.
is unscripted. I need to find if I have prizes or not, but we can do it. We can do it.
We do that.
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay, guys, would you want to do that? Create content. Listen, Pa Sultan, I will have
yang berhubungan sama
ya?
tapi yang berhubungan sama kuliah ya, Bu ya.
Pardon?
Yang berhubungan sama kuliah, yang berhubungan sama
Guys, calm down. First of all, we have some strict guidelines on this. Okay, what's the guideline? Oh, do we have to have a guideline?
paling nggak harus berhubungan dengan your daily life as students, bisa di IPMI gitu ya. Bring IPMI as the personal brand as well gitu. Mungkin itu, jangan kayak tiba-tiba lagi traveling atau gimana terus di post ya. Yeah.
Okay, so can we have that? I mean, Pak Sultan, so truly appreciate it, Mas Aswar.
Done.
If Mas Sultan, can you follow up on this offer, pushed offer by us? Yeah, whoever would like to participate in this competition, yeah, TikTok IPMI competition with the requirement that Mas Pak Aswar has mentioned, yeah.
Yeah, a day in a life as a IPMI student.
Yeah.
Itu ya kali ya. Simple ya.
You can make it interesting. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
You can make it
Free
interesting.
marketing for IPMI. Free marketing ya. I think I can pick 3 winners ya.
3 winners, yeah,
yeah.
3 prizes, yeah, from TikTok.
Hadiahnya apa aku nggak tahu, aku harus cek dulu.
That's
Tapi
right.
ada.
Great,
Okay.
thanks for the idea, Ibu Tami. Okay, Bu, I know you don't have much time, Bu Putri. It's your.
Yang mau ambil decknya sama the reports yang kita punya tentang tadi yang shoppertainment, Ada juga tentang Ramadan sama atau lagi apa tadi ya? Oh, Beyond Key Series, you can download it here ya. Ini nggak banyak brand even punya akses ke sini. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian nanti kerja di brand, this is one of the complete report that we have.
Okay. Pak Haswar, thank you very much for the insightful talk, and thank you everyone for the question and answer session. It was very lively. And before closing, we would like to have a token of appreciation for Pak Haswar. May we have Ibu Tami and Bu Rifa to give the token of appreciation to Pak Haswar. Mas Fajri, can you help with the documentation, please? Thank you, everyone. Thank you for. Okay. Yes. Before we close the program, may we have a photo together? Everyone, maybe outside. Here. And also, thank you for the Zoom participant for participating. And everyone, let's go outside in the lobby. We're going to take photos together. Thank you for participating once again. Hope to see you in the next program. Thank you. Okay, let's go everyone to the lobby.
Stop.